So hey everyone, my name is Gaurav Anwani and I am from first year VTech section B. My roll number is 19BCS049 and my serial number is 28. This video I am making as a part of my communication skills assignment in which I will be giving the film review of one of my favorite movies ever, The Shawshank Redemption. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So Shawshank Redemption is a drama film which was released in the year 1994. It was directed by Frank Drebin, stars Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. The film follows Andy Dufresne, who is accused of murdering his wife and her secret lover.
By the power vested in me by the state of Maine, I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back, one for each of your victims. So be it.
So for this reason, Andy Dufresne is sent into Shawshank jail.
They send you here for life. That's exactly what they take.
Where he meets Morgan Freeman, who plays the role of Fred. He is also suffering a life sentence there, and soon they become friends.
Why'd you do it?
I didn't, since you asked.
You gonna fit right in. I must admit, I didn't think much of Andy the first time I laid eyes on him. He had a quiet way about him. A walk and a talk that just wasn't normal around here.
They soon find out that the jail is kind of corrupted, which comes out as no surprise. So you see, this movie is all about prison life. It perfectly describes what happens to people while they live in prison, how they are treated, how they become institutionalized, and what happens to them, how weird they feel when they come out of the prison, and all of this stuff.
What is your malfunction, you fat barrel of monkey spunk?
Please, I ain't supposed to be here. Not me.
I ain't gonna count to 3. I'm not even gonna count to 1. You will shut the fuck up or I'll sing you a lullaby.
For the first time I watched this movie, I was pretty much impressed by every minute detail of it. I am sure most of you have already seen this movie and you would agree with me that this is a masterpiece. Talking about the acting of Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, both fit in their roles perfectly.
I understand you're a man that knows how to get things.
I'm known to locate certain things from time to time.
I wonder if you might get me a rock hammer.
What?
A rock hammer. What I mean is, do you think she'd go behind your back, try to hamstring you?
That's it. Step aside, Mert. This fucker's having himself an accident.
You don't push him off the roof. Because if you do trust her, there's no reason you can't keep that 35,000.
What did you say?
35,000.
35,000.
So as every movie has a villain, this movie has a villain too, and he is a warden of the prison. So let's listen from him what he has to say.
I believe in 2 things. Discipline.
Help me down!
And the Bible. Here you'll receive both. Put your trust in the Lord. Your ass belongs to me.
So the warden is a corrupt man. He can go to any extent to prove himself right. He takes from the Bible what is beneficial for himself and uses it to prove his bad deeds. So Andy was a banker before he came to Shawshank. So the warden, seeing his abilities and intelligence, hires him on a so-called unpaid internship. He uses him to change the numbers and so that his work can become a lot more easier and nobody could find him.
It's good having you back, Andy. The place wasn't the same without you.
He tortures Andy and goes to any extent to make him keep his mouth shut and so that he doesn't tell anybody anything.
Well, you will do the hardest time there is. No more protection from the guards. I'll pull you out of that one bunk Hilton and cast you down with the sodomites. You'll think you've been fucked by a train. In the library? Gone. Sealed off brick by brick. We'll have us a little book barber.
The turning out point of the movie is when they show that Andy was making a tunnel from past 19 years, which was 500 yards long, and it was filled with bad smelling sewage. He did all this with a small hammer, which he placed inside the engravement he made in the Bible. He crawled all the way through a tunnel so that he could get a life that he deserves. He could go to any way possible so that he can escape the prison. And this shows the power of faith and optimism, and how driven him to such an extent that he can go to any extent to just prove himself right. And the scene where he is shown coming out of the jail, coming out of the tunnel, believe me, this is one of the best scenes a movie can ever bring out to you. So apart from all this faith and hope and optimism thing, this movie has an emotional side too. There's a particular scene from the movie. There's a man called Brooks. He is quite a respectable man out there, and has spent almost his entire life inside the prison.
I can't take care of you no more, Jake. You go on now. You're free. You're free.
Now one day he gets released from the prison because he got quite old, and he was having sympathy for his crime that he made. After getting out of the prison, he felt quite depressed, lonely, because all of his friends were inside the prison. He got respect inside the prison. In real world, he had no skills. He got a job, he got a flat, but no one respected him. He was not able to socialize with the humans outside the prison, outside the four walls. So he felt quite a lot of anxiety and loneliness, depression, and all that.
Dear fellas, I can't believe how fast things move on the outside. I saw an automobile once when I was a kid, but now they're everywhere.
All those years in prison, it was like a home to him. And when he was felt kind of suffocated inside the real world, he committed suicide. He hung himself from a ceiling fan and he committed suicide. That was the most emotional scene. So after Andy gets out of the jail, Red also applies for getting the approval of getting out of the jail, and he also gets approved. He gets to the same flat where Brooks was there, and he looks up in the ceiling, and there's written Brooks was here in the ceiling at the fan. Believe me, that was one of the most emotional scenes. You got to see how prisoners feel. They do have a life also. They also need the social life. Their friends are inside the prison. They have no one to. We human beings are social creatures. No matter how much introverts we tell ourselves to be, but we need social life. We need people around us. We need friends in life in order to live a happy life. On the plot of the movie, when Andy escapes, he makes sure that he kind of exposes the work of the warden and as well as his fellow policemen.
Hiram Hadley, you have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law.
As he exposes the crimes of the warden, in fear of having to pay for his clients and to end up in the prison, he commits suicide.
Make it easy on yourself, Sergeant.
Suicide. In the ending of the movie, the scene is shown where Andy and Red Andy is standing on the shore of the ocean, and Red comes from behind, and they both meet. So that was it for the movie. This was the whole story of the movie. It's a story of friendship. It's a story of redemption. It's a story of faith, optimism, and a classic story of good versus evil. And how good takes script, direction, acting, everything of the movie is top notch, and you won't feel bored even for a second while watching this. This movie basically focuses on the power of faith and optimism, and how faith and optimism can lead you anywhere in life, even from the most difficult situations in life. This movie is 2 hours 22 minutes long, and I assure you that this 2 hours 22 minutes investment will be the best investment you can make during this time of lockdown, where we have free. I suppose you will be having free time, so definitely consider checking this out movie. You won't feel bored, or you won't feel like wasting. And it's also one of the most highly rated movies on IMDb, so that can also be a reason to watch this. Anyway, that was the review. If you watch this movie, I would love to hear your comments on it. Thank you.